Hello there, I'm Sharon Johnston, and today we're going to work on the Stitch Dictionary. You can get this pattern and the pattern for all these little icon things on my Ko-fi page. It's not written on here. You can also get it on my Facebook page. Join my Facebook group to see and share your pictures of what you're doing, I have a couple people who have shared like the first 3 pages. And we're ready to be done with buttonholes, right? Okay, before we get into the chain stitch, there's a couple stitches we're going to do today. And I think we're going to do the stitches not in the order that they're in the book. We're going to do a cable chain first. This is Seuss Bargo Wonderfill Pearl number 3. The color is Easy M22. And I like this because it's nice and thick and easy for you to see. So I'm going to insert my needle, come up from the back. I'm going to wrap the thread around the needle. Yeah, around the needle. Now in this book she says to put the needle back in right where you came out and go forward a bit, and then wrap the needle and pull through. We're going to do that again. Wrap the needle, put it back in. I'm going to go outside that loop and up 1 stitch length. I'm going to tighten that just a bit, wrap the needle and pull through. Then you have this nice chain stitch that has sort of a, well, it has a cable there. Wrap the needle back down here and up. I'm going to tighten that up. Go around. I don't know if you're supposed to go around to the right or to the left. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There it is. Now, I've seen it done this way. And this is the way I like to do it. So, I'm going to show you. Wrap the needle. I'm going to go a stitch length away and back up a stitch length away. Now I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Doesn't have to be really tight. And then wrap the needle. You're not twisting it, but you know what I mean? And there, let's do that one more time. Wrap the needle, go down a stitch length away, come back up a stitch length away. I'm going to pull it, not too tight, but you know, and then wrap the needle and pull through. Okay, I'm going to keep going because the next thing I need to show you is a buttonholed cable chain. Now, I have called this a detached buttonhole stitch, and I noticed that it wasn't in the buttonhole stitches, so I checked, and she has 2 or 3 stitches that are buttonholed. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go back and add them to the buttonhole stitches, but I'm going to do an extra length of cable chain, and then we'll buttonhole it. Whoops. Holy moly. Maybe I'll edit that out, maybe not. All right. So I'm going to wrap. Now I'm not wrapping this way. That would twist it. That would be a twisted chain stitch. Wrapping this direction. Okay, I'm going to just end this off now and we'll buttonhole that. I didn't get other thread. Okay, this time this thread that I have is this metallic floss 144F-10. I'm sure it's discontinued. Got it at a thrift store. I also have a tapestry needle. That means the end is blunt. It won't poke me. It won't pierce through the fabric. I came through from the back, and I'm going to do a buttonhole or a blanket stitch. I'm going to go, but it's detached. So it's just going to come out here. I'm going to wrap around that. I don't want to pull too tight. I'm going to go back in, and my thread is to the back of the needle. And I'm not pulling too tight. Hope you can see this well. Yeah, you can. This is really, really, really pretty with this thread. It's really pretty with white, like white wool, even with just white embroidery floss. It looks sort of looks a little like lace. I didn't count how many I did. So I've done this on a chain stitch before. I'm going to try to go back to the back. I've done this on the chain stitch before, but I think I'm going to use this on the front of my cover for some of the lettering. So I'm going to come back up. And I think I did 5 or 6. Let's count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just love this. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, I'm going to go back down to the back and then come back up just like 2 threads away. Sorry, my camera is really close to my hand today. One, two, three, 4, 5. Burp, 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 burp. 6. Let's take this thread to the back. I'm just going to leave this here. Now, the next stitch in her book is a knotted cable chain. And what it says in there is it starts with an oyster stitch. Well, an oyster stitch starts with a detached or a twisted chain stitch. Oh my gosh. We're going to leave room on the page so that they stay in alphabetical order. But we're going to skip it for now. And I'll put a little note that says knotted cable chain. And then we'll add that in later. We're going to do right now, we're going to do a cast on stitch. So a cast on stitch is sort of similar to a bullion knot. We're going to come, oh, I shouldn't have. We're going to come up. Ooh, I should have gone up here, but well, let's just do that just because I can. My book and I can do what I want. Been listening to this 60s DJ show on YouTube and all the old it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Okay. So the cast on stitch starts off a lot like a bullion knot, right? Like this. Remember with the bullion knot we did this? But instead of wrapping the thread like that, you're going to take it and have you ever knitted? You do a cast on, you cast on like this. If you haven't knitted, let me show you again. You twist the thread around your finger and then you go in the back of it like that. You see? And then you have these, it's like this is really easy if you've knitted before. So again, twist, and then you're going to go like this. Okay? Twist, and like that. If you haven't knitted before, this is going to be weird to you, and you're going to go, what? Twist. And now, if you haven't knitted, you know how to cast on for knitting. So I want those to cover that space. There are a few more than what cover that space. So that's fine. We're going to go. We're just going to go. I'm just going to go with it. And like with the bullion knot, you're going to pull it down this direction. And it's easier if you're not talking and you're paying more attention to what you're doing. There we go. Isn't that a lovely stitch? I really like that. All right, let's do one more. I was watching someone on YouTube do a double cast on, which was really interesting. I've never done it. Not going to go in my book. So let's count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That whole thing might have been off camera. I lost count. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. So let's make it longer than what that stitch length is, just so I can show you what happens. And yeah, it's getting a little twisty, but it's fine. Because you know, with a bullion knot, if you make it longer than the length, this length, it looks a little like a little worm. It's kind of curved, but that can be cool. All right, I'm going to pull it through. I didn't read, but this one, she might say that you might need a milliner's needle. I don't know. Might be easier with a milliner's needle. I'm just going to kind of manipulate that a little bit. Pull it a little bit tighter. Kind of curly. Now, I did these once where I put a little bead in there. And maybe I'll put a bead in there. Also, the other thing you can do is go in here and just tack that down to keep it from flapping all over. All right. And that's our cast on stitch. I have an Eleganza pearl number 5 this time. This is another Spargo Wonderfill thread. We're going to do a chain stitch and we're going to do a twisted chain stitch. So, and I want to show you these, and we might not be back for a few days, but I want you to have a chance to do these stitches and practice these 2 stitches, because some of the next ones are going to be, there's a lot of variations of chain stitch. So here's the chain stitch. Go in at the first dot, out at the second, wrap the thread, and pull through. Now I'm going to go back inside this and come back out and up at the next dot. Now I went in a little bit to the right of that thread, so I'm going to wrap to the left. It doesn't matter if you go a little to the left, just then wrap to the left. I'll show you. Like if I go in here to the left of that thread, then just go with it and come out there. But then you're going to wrap this direction so that you're not going over because that, my friends, is the twisted chain stitch. So let's do this again. I'm going to go in on a little to the left of that thread, come out there, wrap around the needle, and pull through. I go a little to the left, to the right, and then wrap to the left and pull through. Okay, now to end that one off, we're going to go down to the back. Now we're going to do a twisted chain stitch. I'm going to come out to the right of the line. And I'm going to go in there, out there, and I'm going to wrap this direction. With a regular chain stitch, you would wrap that direction and it would be kind of open at the base. We're going to go this way and wrap it. Then it looks like a little fish. So again, we're going to come out. We're going to go out this direction. This time I'm not going inside there. I'm going to go off to the right and go up and then wrap this direction. Yeah, I had to think a minute. Then we have little fishes. Now, I actually did this in orange once and it looked really cool. I can go way out here if I want. And then wrap this direction. I can go in tight here. Still wrapping the opposite direction. It's a little twist. All right, then to end off this one, we're just going to go in to the back. So that's our chain stitch and twisted chain stitch. And now that's all we're going to do for today. And thanks for hanging out with me and Mitzi. See you soon.